video, we will practice some true, false, and not given questions, and we will use my strategy for true, false, and not given questions to solve these questions. So, let's start. According to my strategy for true, false, and not given, we have to read question first. Okay, and the first step of my strategy is to read the instructions carefully and check if it's a true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given question type, and keep that information in mind before transferring your answer to the answer sheet. So here, as it's clearly mentioned that it's a yes, no, not given question type. Okay, now, the second step is to read the questions carefully. So, let's start reading. Our first question is: in his study of prehistoric life, Peter rarely spends time on outdoor research those days. So, what it means? It means is that Peter is doing outdoor research once in a while, okay? If you did not understand, please read the question again. Now we need to highlight the keywords, and keywords here are study of prehistoric life. Okay, then Peter flanking home is also a keyword and is very important because it helps us to find the location of the answer very easily because it's a noun or name of some person, and there's no other way to write Peter flanking home in any other way. So we easily find location if we look for this word. Okay, then there is a word outdoor research. It's also a keyword because it's not any other research. It's a outdoor research, and we need to look for the qualifying word, and rarely is a qualifying word. Okay, so I hope you understand question number one. So now let's move to question number two. Okay, question number two is: several attempts are usually needed before the computer model of dinosaur used by sailors and many managed to stay upright. So please pause the video and read this question again and try to understand it and highlight some keywords according to you. Okay, so here the keywords are again seller and Manning, and it's a name of of some persons because the first letter of each word is a capital, so we are sure that it's a name. Okay, so this question means many attempts are required in order to keep computer model of a dinosaur upright or stand correctly. Okay, and the keywords are Seller and Manning, and it's these words are the name of someone because the first letter of this word are capital. So we should look for these words while finding the answers in the passage. Okay, other keywords are computer model of a dinosaur. Okay, we should highlight that keyword too. Apart from it, the qualifying word here is several attempt. Several means many attempt. Okay, so now let's move to third question. When the Seller and Manning computer model was used for people, it showed that it showed them moving faster than they are physically able to. Okay, so again pause the video and read this question again and try to understand its meaning, because understanding the question as a whole is very important to answer true, false, and not given questions. So what it means is that in computer model, people were able to move faster than they actually are able to. Okay, so this is the meaning of it, and again the keywords are Seller and Manning. Okay, and the model was used for people. Here the keyword is people, okay, because here in the previous question it's a dinosaur, computer model of a dinosaur, and here it is used for people, and the qualifying word are faster than. Okay, we need to keep this in mind while answer the question. All right, let's move to the next question. Some paleontologists have expressed reservations about the conclusion reached by the Manchester team concerning the movement of dinosaurs. Okay, so let's again pause the video and try to understand this question and highlight some keywords. All right, it means sometimes scientists have opposite or disagree about the conclusion which was which was given by Manchester team about the movement of dinosaur. Okay, express reservation means giving the opposite view, or if you are not agree with someone else view. Okay, so these are the two keywords in this question. So now let's move to the next question. An experienced tracker can analyze fossil footprint as easily as those made by live animals. Okay, again, this question means it's, I think it's a no a very straightforward question, and here keywords are experienced tracker, fossil footprint, and made by live animals, and the qualifying word here is as easily as. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Research carried out into the composition of prehistoric mud has been found to be inaccurate. So again here the keyword are composition of prehistoric mud. Okay, and the in qualifying word is inaccurate. It's not correct. A composition is not correct. It's incorrect. So we should keep that in mind before answering the question. Okay, now let's start reading the passage and try to find this question. So first question we are need to look for Peter Flankingham and study of prehistoric life, rarely and outdoor research. Okay, so let's try to read the passage. Okay, so we should start passage reading by reading the headline. Heading of this passage is Walking with Dinosaurs. Okay, let's start reading. Peter Frankingham and his colleague at Manchester University are developing techniques which look set to revolutionize our understanding of how dinosaurs and other extinct animals behaved. Okay, the media image of paleontologists who study prehistoric life. So here is our first keyword, is often of field workers camped in the desert in hot sun, carefully picking away at the rock surrounding a large dinosaur bone. Field workers means outdoor outdoor work, and since they are scientists, field work means outdoor research. Okay, but this is not about Peter. Okay, we need to read more. But Peter Flankingham has done little of that for a while now. So I think our first answer is here. So we should underline these lines, and after that we need to read the question again. So let's read the question again. What's our question? Our question is, in his study of prehistoric life, Peter rarely spent time on outdoor research those days. So we understand the question carefully, and now let's read the passage again. So here it's clearly mentioned that the scientist who study prehistoric life is often do field work. It means outdoor research. Okay, and here is the conjunction which is used to show the contrasting view. So without reading next sentence, I can assume that whatever written in the first sentence is there is opposite view in the next sentence. Okay, so in the in the first sentence it is mentioned that scientists who study prehistoric life do outdoor research, but Peter Frankenholm has done little of that. It means he hardly do outdoor research, and it's the same thing which is asked in the question. So answer of the first question is true. Okay, so answer of the first question is true. Sorry, I mean yes, because it's a yes no and not given type questions. Now let's move to the second question. Second question is what we need to look for: Seller and Manning, computer model of a dinosaur, and several attempts. Okay, now let's have a look. As the answer of the questions in the order, so we need not to read this paragraph again, so we need to read the next paragraph. So let's start. What people may consider is uncovering a skeleton. Okay, so here we find Dr. Bill Seller and Phil Mannings, okay, from the University of Manchester's USA. Okay, so this is a talk about our question, but not in specific. Okay, fossilized bones of a complete dinosaur skeleton can tell scientists a lot about the animal, but they do not make up the complete picture, and computer can try to fill the gap. Okay, so computer model is you given a digitized skeleton and the location of known muscles. The model then randomly activate the muscles. This perhaps unsurprisingly a result almost without fail in animal falling on its face. Okay, so the computer alters the activation pattern and tries again, so usually to similar effect. So I think, and that the model dinosaur quickly evolve. So I think our answer is somewhere here. Okay, so what we need to do, we find the location. So now we need to read the question again. So question, what is question? Several attempts means many attempts are needed before computer model of a dinosaur managed to stay upright. Okay, जो the modeled dinosaur in to keep model dinosaur stay upright, computer need several attempts. Okay, so now let's read the location of the answer again. Okay, this the model then randomly activate the muscles. Okay, this perhaps unsurprisingly result almost without fail in the animal falling on its face. What it mean is that when we start the computer model or computer program to make a digital skeleton or a digital picture of a dinosaur, at the first attempt it will fail to keep animal standing upright on its face. Okay, and there is no surprise because the scientists know that, so the computer alter the activation pattern and tries again, because scientists already know that computer need many computer do many tries before the model dinosaur quickly evolve. Again, the keywords are tries again, means try several times and without fail in the falling on its face. So after many tries, uh, the model dinosaur able to stand upright. So this is the exactly what is mentioned in the question. So again, the answer of the second question is true. Sorry, yes. Okay, if you don't have, if you do not understand, please write comment and I will try to make it more simpler for you. Okay, the next question is, when the Seller and Manning computer model was used for people. So here we need to for look for the used computer computer model used for people, and other keywords are moving faster. So let's read. Okay, if there is any improvement, the computer discard the old pattern and adopt the new one in as the base of altercation. Eventually, the muscle activation pattern evolves a stable way of moving. The best possible solution is reached, and the dinosaur can walk, run, or chase or graze. Assuming natural selection evolved the best possible solution model for the game. Okay, and indeed, using the same method for living animals, here is our answer. Okay, living animals such as humans, emu, and ostriches, similar top speeds were achieved on the computers as in reality. So what we need to do? We need to look for the question again. So here model use was people, and it showed them moving faster than they physically able to. Okay, moving faster. Okay, model is moving faster as compared to their physical ability. Okay, let's see. Using the same method for living animals, similar top speed were achieved on the computer as in reality. So what passage say? There is this similar speed. Okay, similar speeds means our answer of this question is false, because in the question mentioned that they were able to move faster, but here it's a similar top speed as in reality. So answer of third question is false. Okay, so now move to the fourth question. Some paleontologists have expressed reservations concerning the movement of dinosaur. Conclusion reached by the Manchester team. So we need to look for Manchester team's conclusion and view of other scientists. Okay, so now let's read this. Sorry, this passage, last line. By comparing their cyberspace result with real measurements of living species, the Manchester team of paleontologists can be confident in result computing, showing how extinct prehistoric animals such as dinosaurs moved. Okay, the Manchester University team, this is our first keywords for the question number fourth, have used the computer simulation to produce a model of a giant meat-eating dinosaur. It is called this, which determine these run along with its backbone. It is really known why they are there, but scientists have capsulated. They could have supported a hump that stored fat and water reserves. There are also those who believe that spine acted as a sports for a sail. So here there are two opposite views. Some scientists say the hump that stored fat and water reserve, and others say it act as a sport for a soul. Of these, one half think it was used as a display and could be flushed with blood, and the other half think it used as a temperature regulating device. So it may have been a mixture of two. Okay, the skull seam after the portion which is thick. So we think our answer should be here. Let's read the question first. Again, some scientists have expressed reservation about the conclusion reached by Manchester team concerning the movement of dinosaur. Okay, so this is very interesting question. Okay, because here are here some scientists are opposing the view which was given by the Manchester University's team. So most of students mark this answer false. But here we need to read the question again carefully. I mean, and in question it's clearly mentioned that what is mentioned that this thing concerning the movement of dinosaurs. Okay, concerning the movement of dinosaurs, and this passage is talk about spine or hump. Okay, which support a hump that store fat and reserve, and they have different opinion about this hump. Some say this act as a support for sail, some say it's a temperature regulating device, but this passage didn't talk about anything about movement of dinosaur. So I think the answer of that question is not given. All right, so this is how you need to differentiate between false and not given. You need to read question very carefully. All right, so now let's move to the question number 5. An experienced tracker can analyze fossil footprint as easily as those made by live animals. Flanking himself is investigating fossilized track or footprint using computer simulation to help analyze how extinct animals moved. Okay, so it's talk about how animal moves. So I think our answer of the fifth question should need to be somewhere here. Okay, so let's read a little bit more. Modern tracker hosted the okay. Sometime in a but a fossil track possesses a more considerable challenge to interpret the same way. Okay, now let's read the question again. Question is, an experienced tracker can analyze fossils footprint. Fossils means the animals which are extinct, and we try to look for their footprint, and we compare them by as easily as they made by live animals. Okay, so modern day tracker who study the habitat of wild animal can tell you what animals made a track. Okay, so here it is mentioned that the modern trackers able to guess about the animal by analyzing their footprint, about whether they are running, walking, or even the sex of animal. But a fossil track but a fossil track poses a more considerable challenge. It means it's difficult to interpret fossils track. Okay, whereas in our question it's given that, but in our question it's mentioned that trackers can analyze fossil footprint as easily as those made by live animals. But in our paragraph, it's mentioned that to interpret a fossils track is more challenging. Okay, so answer of this question should be no. Okay, answer of this question should be no. Okay, so now let's move to the last question. Research carried out into the composition of a prehistoric mud has been found to be inaccurate. So what are the keywords? Composition of prehistoric mud and inaccurate. So now let's read the next paragraph. A crucial consideration is knowing what the environment, including the mud or sediments upon which the animals walked, was like millions of fingers when the okay. The question about the number of variables taken the physical recreate is scenario with a box of mud is extremely time consuming and difficult to repeat accurately. This is where computer simulation is come in. Okay. Okay, flanking home use computational techniques to model a volume of mud and control the moisture content, consistency, and continue to simulate the mud of the previous time. A footprint is then made in the digital mud by virtual foot. This footprint can be chopped up and viewed from any angle, and stress value can be extracted and calculated from inside. By running hundreds of these simulations simultaneously or supercomputers, Franklin can start to understand what types of footprint would be expected if the animal moved in a certain way. Okay, the application of a computational technique in all right. So we read now. Let's read the question again. Research carried out in the composition of prehistoric mud has found to be inaccurate. So here I think starting from here, there is nowhere mention about the composition of mud. They talk about mud, how they can use it to get know uh, about the animals, how they're moving and how they're running. But there's nowhere mention that what is the composition of a mud. Okay, so I think the answer of this question must be not given. So for the first question, the answer is yes. Second question is yes, and third question is false. Fourth question is the conclusion not given. Fifth question is false, and sixth question is not given. So guys, this is the way to do true, false, and not given questions. And if you like this video and find this method helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.